Has it ever happened to you that you told a joke or an important point, and later someone else said the same thing louder, and then they got all the credit? The same story applies to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When they first showed a post-credit scene in 2008, many superfans believed that Marvel was the first to include post-credit scenes in movies. But that's not true. The first ever post-credit scene was shown in the 1966 movie, The Silencers. Now, post-credit scenes come in different types. Some are shown just to add a fun element, while others help build hype for future projects. In 2011, we saw the Green Lantern solo movie, where, for the first time, we were introduced to the human Green Lantern, whose job is to protect a specific sector of the universe. At the time, I was quite young, so I really liked the movie, but mature superfans heavily criticized it. Some made fun of Green Lantern's face mask, while others complained about the CGI costume. The supervillain, Parallax, was seen as just dust, similar to Fantastic Four's Galactus, even though Parallax is actually an entity. But in the movie's post-credit scene, we see Sinestro, who was once a Green Lantern, but later betrayed the Guardians of the Universe, wear the yellow ring, and become the Yellow Lantern. Essentially, the color yellow is a significant weakness for Green Lanterns, and Sinestro believed it was a better weapon compared to willpower. As the story continues, we see how Sinestro forms the Yellow Lantern Corps and attempts to take down the Green Lanterns. In the future, we even get to see different kinds of lanterns. However, the Green Lantern movie was made with a budget of $200 million, but earned only $220 million worldwide, making it a flop. As a result, filmmakers dropped plans for a sequel, and we never got to see the Yellow Lantern Corps, rendering the post-credit scene useless and disastrous. Now, speaking of Eternals, we got to see two post-credit scenes. In the first one, Arishem captures some of the Eternals, leaving Thena, Druig, and Makari without any leads on the others' locations. While thinking about coming to Earth, they are approached by Eros, Thanos' brother and an Eternal. He isn't particularly strong, but has the power of cosmic energy projection and can manipulate others' emotions. Eros was supposed to help the Eternals free their captured companions, but then Marvel canceled Eternals too, so we might never see these Eternals again, because the MCU is now heading towards Secret Wars, where Eternals have no role. In the second Eternals post-credit scene, we see Dane Whitman with the Ebony Blade. After wielding it, Dane becomes the Black Knight, which sounds cool but ultimately makes him a street-level superhero. And somehow, he was supposed to fight Celestials with this sword, though some superfans speculated that Blade was also in the room. Speaking of Blade, this sword has a symbiotic nature, which might connect it to the Necrosword. But once again, with Eternals 2 being cancelled, this post-credit scene no longer makes sense. Moving on to Justice League, the post-credit scene shows Lex Luthor wanting to form his own team after seeing the Justice League. He even meets with Deathstroke. Basically, if we called Deathstroke DC's Deadpool, we wouldn't be wrong, except Deathstroke has a more serious nature. If Lex Luthor continued forming the team, we would have seen the Legion of Doom, a team of supervillains that aims to defeat the Justice League. Although the Legion of Doom isn't as powerful as the Justice League, they strategize well and have even defeated them on several occasions. This post-credit scene was shown in 2017, and while several DCEU projects were released after that, we never got any reference to Lex Luthor or the Legion of Doom. It's possible that the filmmakers didn't have a clear vision for this team, and since then, the DCEU has faced numerous issues. Now, with the full reboot of the DCEU, this post-credit scene is also wasted. The Shazam! Fury of the Gods post-credit scene was also pointless, where Shazam is offered to join the Justice Society. He happily accepts, but since the DCEU has been rebooted, Shazam will never actually become a member of the team. In Black Adam, the post-credit scene became more fan-favorite than the movie itself. After much controversy, we got to see Henry Cavill return as Superman. This post-credit scene implied that beings like Superman exist to take on threats like Black Adam. There was a strong possibility of either a team-up or a fight between the two in the future. However, shortly after, James Gunn officially announced that the DC reboot was happening, and Henry Cavill would no longer return as Superman. Hence, this post-credit scene also became wasted. The same story applies to The Flash. In the movie, we saw how The Flash messed up the timeline for Supergirl, but the post-credit scene, although shown in a funny way, had no need or value. Barry was just narrating his time travel mess to Aquaman, but none of the issues he caused impacted Aquaman's sequel. Lastly, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Scott Lang kills the Kang variant, and this information reaches the Council of Kangs. Then, Immortus summons all Kang variants across the multiverse. This scene was quite spectacular because we got to see so many supervillain variants for the first time. But due to Marvel's flops and the allegations against Jonathan Majors, Marvel canceled the Kang project and replaced it with Doom. So instead of Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, we'll be seeing Avengers, Secret Wars. It's possible that, after this post-credit scene, we may see Dr. Doom having killed all the Kang variants, ending their storyline, so that continuity remains intact. But these were some post-credit scenes that were completely useless and wasted. If you think a post-credit scene should have made it to this list, let me know in the comments. Changes made.